Most High when we flow. Don't want no grieving or bereavement. We gon' translate when we go.
I'm in a different mode. Hop in the spirit and go. In the door we shine like flashlights. Me and my bro. I don't know what they told you, but we the ones who show it. Show His glory. We was chosen. We the ones they noticed. We just living up to His will. That's the whole reason.
All right, welcome to the podcast, man. Welcome to Two in Agreement. I'm your boy Nasah, organic Nasah. Don't say the organic.
Yeah, Young Zion.
That's Young Zion.
Yeah.
Film from Zion, as y'all may know.
Yeah.
So we back, man. We already had like a quite interesting topic going, a quite interesting subject going, and it's really about food and just where do we get our notions from? And I was just asking them questions, because as you may not know, but tell them a little bit about your food habits. I don't want to talk for you.
Yeah, I'm mostly plant-based, vegan plant-based, however you would say it. So I don't eat anything that comes from an animal. But I still eat honey, and I'll still eat whatever I feel at the time that I feel. So it's not religion for me. It's just the way I eat, the way I choose to eat.
Okay. So it's the way you choose to eat.
Yeah. You know how some vegans, they some people that's vegan, it start becoming religion for them. Like, you know what I mean? If it's a piece of butter with some milk on it, they ain't. If it's a piece of bread with some butter, they got some milk on it, they gonna throw the whole bread away. But I'm like, man, you done cooked it, you put it on there, I'm finna eat it, So.
Okay. And me, I'm just traditional. I'm traditional. I eat lawfully. Most High willing, I eat lawfully. You know what I mean? So that's it. That's all I do. So we were in a conversation and I was asking him. I wasn't trying to grill him or nothing, but
Man, he was getting it to me.
Nah, he was just making comments. I was just saying where it all stems from, and he said he do some reading and stuff like that, and that's cool.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I wasn't grilling him, but it's more like I was just saying, okay. So I just asking him questions like, did he think Christ ate meat? Right. And what did you say? Because I don't want to
Christ
speak
ate
on
meat.
Yeah.
I said he probably did, but I'm not sure.
Right. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I said I'm not sure. You remember I said because of translations.
Right.
Even with John the Baptist, you was like, okay, so he ate locusts, and I said, well, that translation could be off.
Okay.
Just from other places where I read.
Right.
So.
Right. But then you also said you feel so. But then I was like, so why don't you eat meat? And you was like, you feel like it's inhumane to eat meat.
Yeah.
That's what you said, and I was just like, okay, that's interesting that you say it's inhumane. Only because I asked him about when Jacob received his birthright. His mother told him to go out and get the meat for his dad so that his dad can eat and pass the birthright and pass Esau's gift off to him. You know what I mean? And he was, what'd you say to that? We just catch y'all up.
I didn't say nothing.
You didn't say nothing to it?
So something like that, still inhumane.
Right.
The animal had to be slaughtered. But that was more so something that was something more so done where it was for the preference of the person.
All right.
The only reason that an animal was killed and not an apple was picked was because Isaac loved the venison.
Is that why? Okay. Keep going.
So
it's because he loved the venison.
Yeah. But his mom, Rebecca, knew exactly what Isaac favored. Like, all right,
Okay.
Hey, if we give him this, we gonna get in his good grace, his good sight. Matter of fact, no, I'm sorry. I believe what it was. I'm sorry. So what happened was Isaac he asked Esau, correct me if I'm wrong, then he asked Esau to make him this, and then when you come back, I got a blessing for you.
I think you might be reading some extracurricular stuff, huh? But only because the reason I'm saying that is because I think you might be talking about in Jasher where when he came back famished and he asked his brother to.
No. I'm talking about before Esau actually got the blessing. You remember he met with he met with Isaac first.
Let's pull it up.
Yeah, we can pull it up.
Let's pull it up, man. That's the best way to do it.
So
We're gonna pull that thing on up. Let's see. Genesis. I wonder what it is. Jacob's blessing. I'm gonna say it's not his birthright, but I'm gonna say Jacob's birthright scriptures. And we'll take a look at it. So, but the purpose of you going here is what?
So just to say that Rebecca telling Jacob to go make the venison or to go make the meat was more so because of Isaac's preference.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
Not necessarily because, that it had truly anything just to do with just eating meat, period.
So, but how do you feel about the inhumanity? So, someone had to go kill the animal. Is the eating inhumane or the killing, or is it both?
Killing, it's both.
Okay, so it's both.
Mm.
Okay, so before we even go here, because we're using these words, right?
Right.
Let's make sure we are actually understanding the words we're using. So we're gonna look up the definition of inhumane, right? Okay, so without compassion for misery or suffering, cruel. That's interesting. Just me reading the definition, it brings me to like when the Indians used to kill animals for. They would use when I say Indians, I'm talking about Native Americans. I'm talking about Gad. Who I'm not sure if y'all subscribe to the 12 tribe charts or not. But I'm talking about the ones that were here before we arrived, right? And some of us were here too. So, but I'm just saying, when they would kill the animal, they would use the coat. They would eat it with the food. They would use their bones for tools. But at the point of killing the animal, they would say a prayer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that's interesting, because if you see the ritual that they do upon killing it, I think it's hard to say that it's without passion.
Not fast. Different
And
people.
it's definitely not cruel, but someone would say just the ending of life is cruel in general.
Right.
So go ahead.
No, that's it. Different cultures, we know, they slaughter animals differently.
Right. Okay. So we're looking for a verse. Hey, let me zoom it in for y'all, man, so y'all get. All right. Let me make sure y'all can see good. All right. All right. 34, verse 34.
It's gonna be the next chapter.
Okay.
Yeah, this talking about the birth. This talking about the birthright, so it's gonna be the next chapter.
Bread and pottage of lentils, and he did eat and drink, and he rose up and went his way.
And that's
Thus Esau
too.
despised his birthright. I'm just making sure there's nothing here before we go to the next chapter.
That's interesting too, that Jacob gave Esau. Jacob was making bread and pottage. I mean bread and lentils. All right, so
Okay.
this is the next chapter.
It's the next chapter.
All right, cool. We're gonna keep going till we get to
Esau's
the blessing
wives.
being quote unquote stolen. Jacob's deception.
Here we are. I'll read it because you're gonna explain it. All right. It says, and it came. So this is Genesis 27:1, and here we go.
It's right there.
All right. And it came to pass that when Isaac was old and his eyes were dim, so that he could not see, he called Esau his eldest son and said unto him, My son. And he said unto him, Behold, here am I. And he said, Behold, now I am old. I know not the day of my death. Now therefore take, I pray thee, thy weapons, thy quiver, and thy bow, and go out to the field, and take me some venison, and make me savory meat, such as I love, and bring it to me, that I may eat, that my soul may bless thee before I die.
So, preference. That's why Jacob even went to go get his Isaac, his father, meat. More so preference. But he loved. We see he loved the savory meat.
Does the preference affect the humanity though? What's the purpose of saying that's his preference?
Let me not use the word humanity. But it's one of those things where I believe we're given permission for certain stuff. Mm-hmm. We're given permission for it for right now, but I don't believe like this is like the forever thing.
Okay, so
certain things it's like, yo, you can have out of your own desire, but that don't necessarily mean that the Creator, or that don't necessarily mean that Christ, or that don't necessarily mean that other prophets or whoever, that don't necessarily mean that they agreed with it, just because they allow us to have certain things. That's what I truly believe. You know, some stuff is our preference. You know,
but does it matter if another man agree with it? Well, what difference does it make if somebody agrees with it? The only thing, right? What difference does it make if it's lawful? Are we looking for the approval?
That's it. Now that's the thing too. Laws have circumstances. Now I'm gonna go to the act of the most simplest one, right? With Moses, and then the law of divorce, right? Moses wrote certain law, that law of divorce. At any time you want, you divorce. You can just you write your divorce bill, write it off. You good. Christ came and said, "Yo, that's not how it was though." Moses wrote that for the hardness of y'all hearts. That was allowed. That was allowed because of y'all. I believe it's the same thing with the meat. Y'all allowed to do these things. But it's circumstances in the law where that law won't stand forever. It's certain laws that when we go into the Torah, right? It's certain laws that say, and this is to be held forever. This is to be forever. Certain laws, they only circumstantial. They not gonna last the test of time. So yeah, it might be quote unquote lawful for me to do this or to dabble into that right now, but it's not a forever thing. You know what I mean?
I mean, I understand that. So, and I'm just gonna go. This is what I say to that the divorce law. Right? This is my response. Not to or for it, but the catch is this, right? That's the scripture you're talking about. Should we get that scripture? We might need to, only because the scripture you're talking about is talking about divorce. If there's a what word did they use? They didn't use infidelity, but they use something similar to infidelity, right? It's talking about you could put away your wife if she does something like unclean, like I think we might need to get it, man. Because what the reason what I'm saying is that because there's only so many options. And all right, here we go. The reason I said there's only so, and so we're gonna look this up using the Google, because we want y'all to see exactly how we got to our assumptions, and we want, you know what I'm saying, we want everything to be transparent. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Fair.
So y'all can follow the steps and recreate everything that we do. So I was just reading that. I think it's in, I want to say Deuteronomy 16, but let me just keep going. Right, I want to say it's 16, 24. That it is 24. I'll be remembering because it's a lot of the numbers be making sense. Sometimes it be like, in a way I remember is just by saying that Kobe jersey. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way I remember. I be having a little tricks that be helping me. But here we go. The law of divorce. Now this is Deuteronomy 24:1. When a man have taken a wife and married her, and it come to pass that she find no favor in his eyes, because he have found some uncleanness in her, then let him write her a bill of divorcement, and give it in her hand, and send her out of his house. And when she is departed out of his house, she may go and be another man's wife. All right. So let's actually click into this. That's good. I don't always like to do this, but we're gonna go look at the Strongs real quick so that we can understand what this word, is this right scripture? So we can understand what this word
The unclean.
yeah. We want to understand that. So I'm just going here to the Strongs. You can go to the interlinear as well. Wait, where is it? So this is interesting. So here it says indecency. So nakedness, nudity, shame, pudenda, implying shameful exposure, nakedness of a thing, indecency. So basically, she exposed her nakedness to somebody else, right?
Okay.
She can't be naked alone and it be unclean.
Okay.
So only reason her indecency would, you know what I'm saying, another man has partaken, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Has been, has, you know what I'm saying, has partaken of the fruits.
Got you. Okay.
So uncleanness, right? It says yerwat. A yerwat. That's interesting. A yerwat. That's the word that they used. Okay. So this is what I'm saying, right? Like, if adultery has taken place, what's the punishment for adultery in the Bible?
Death.
Is death the punishment? All right, I'm just
Stoned.
gonna go what you say. Okay, get stoned to death.
Be stoned.
So
You know what I'm
now,
saying?
these are your options, right?
Mhm.
So they're not saying let's jump back for a little bit. They're not saying we going. Hey, what was that? They're not saying we going
All right.
they're not saying that we're going to punish people or give her a divorce. That's actually the more lenient option,
Gotcha.
right? If she actually stepped out of order, the law say don't write on a piece of paper. Hit in the head with these stones. Hit in the head with these stones.
Oh man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That wasn't you didn't address that part. Say, hey man, hey, she, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't so. You ain't supposed to leave your wife. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, what I'm saying, I'm just saying that we gotta actually look at the scriptures. So now we can okay, just because something isn't so in the beginning, what does that mean? Okay, it was not so in the beginning.
Right.
Right? So what does that mean?
It was not so in the beginning. It wasn't necessarily there in the beginning.
So, but what does that mean? Is that saying that just because something wasn't in the beginning, it can't be now?
It can be, but then again, will it stand the test forever? Will it be in the next kingdom? Not what we're doing right now. Will it be in the kingdom?
I mean, most things won't be in the kingdom. It's a spiritual thing.
Right.
We're gonna be eating from the so if number one in the kingdom, we're gonna be eating from the tree of life.
Cool. So that's the thing too, though. So
According to Revelations 2-4.
Right.
Go ahead.
But that's the thing too. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
It's one of those things where, with me personally, one of the reasons I don't eat meat, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of things I do that's not a forever thing, but that's one of those things. It's like, yo, for me, it's no purpose. Let me say that it's no purpose to it.
No purpose to eat meat.
For me in my life, there's no purpose for it.
No purpose to eat meat.
What is my purpose of it?
Right.
Is it health? And then you say, okay, what help?
Some bone deficiency going around and some stuff happening to people who don't eat meat.
Cool.
Okay.
But what other things in their diet are they lacking? Why that's happening? You get what I'm saying? What are they not eating, or what did they pick up to put down the meat? So some people, what they'll do when they put down the meat, they'll start eating all these processed foods. That's not good for you either.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But that's the thing. So For me, it's like, yo, what benefit is there?
See, number one, there's a lack of knowledge regarding this subject. Meaning, if I ask you right now, what nutrients are in beef that's not in cauliflower?
Right.
You know, just as us with the knowledge we have, we can't say. We have to go somewhere else and then they'll tell us what, you know what I'm saying, what is in beef that's not in cauliflower, what's in cauliflower is in beef. We don't know nothing about the amino acids. We don't know nothing about the proteins. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We don't truly know, okay, so what's in pinto beans that's not in lentils, right? What does overeating of lentils do for you? You know what I'm saying? There's a bunch of stuff that, not saying the knowledge isn't available. I'm saying we have not done the studies ourselves to really prove this stuff because, you know, time after time, countless times, they'll tell us one thing is good, and then, because it started with the tofu.
Okay.
He was saying tofu this, tofu that. All right, you supposed to be eating tofu. I'm talking about vegetarians.
Right.
Tofu, when I was younger, tofu and soy milk. You know what I'm saying? Then dudes start going breast.
Yeah.
Because we know tofu was made from soy.
Yeah. And so
And that was their main. Next thing you know, they start growing breasts. They start to be overly emotional. It's studies on these things. So y'all can just Google this. I ain't even got to go deep into it. So I'm just saying, we trust them to say, at one point we was trusting them to say, oh, tofu is it. Right? Then now we trusting them to say, you know, this next thing is it. These particular mushrooms is it.
I don't think that's necessarily it though. Okay. Because I think where I see us at now, we in a day and age where we doing the studies ourselves. Like, yo, of course a lot of this stuff is new overall for all of us, right? But what we doing is we actually document this stuff ourselves. Like, all right, boom. Literally, we a lot of our knowledge and information is coming from peer to peer too now. So I asked one person who's been eating this and that for years, yo, how you feel? Then I asked this person.
It's gonna stop it. But keep going. It might still be good. It's
still moving. Still good.
Yeah, we still good. Let me change my settings over here. Keep going.
All right. But then you ask another person and you ask them, all right, you being vegetarian or you being vegan, yo, what does it do? What does this do to you? What does this do to you? Not only that, you can look at the person, all right, skin look a little bit better. Face done got slimmer when they stop doing this. So a lot of stuff, yeah, we some stuff we may still go Google or go to different books and look and read. But what it seemed like happening right now, we living in we starting to get to the place where we doing the experiments and the studies ourselves. We done became the experiment and the study ourselves. So the very next person, I can go talk to the next person versus I don't necessarily have to read a book about what so-and-so is doing for me. I'm going to the person and I'm looking at this person. I'm studying this person, you know. I'm seeing what they cut out. All right, you cut that out and then you added what? And then you added this. Okay, so this helped you. But then I see the other person. Okay, you cut this out. You didn't add that, but you added processed this and you added the tofu and the soy and I don't see no benefit in it, you know?
Right.
So now I know I'm not going with soy milk and tofu.
Yeah, keep going. I get what you're saying, but a lot of the times those things are still, even that person, even though you didn't go and read, that person wouldn't read. But I would say this: part of it is why I'm not just doing it is because in nature we don't have a free reign over what we want to eat. We're dictated by nature what we should be eating at what time.
Gotcha.
So, like I said, when I was overseas in the Middle East and in Jordan, it's illegal for them to sell any fruit that's out of season. Gotcha. Any vegetable that's out of season. It's illegal. So at that point, of course, there's still plenty of food over there. I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying, at that point now, if we were actually in nature, right, without all the preservatives and all that stuff,
right,
what would you be eating?
Nature. I don't. And this is something we always talked about, right, for years. we always talk about if we back in nature, you telling me you ain't gonna eat the deer. What is the I can eat? What is the deer eating? Just like when we went down to the land, right? Well, what the two of the things that you pointed out to me that I didn't even know they were right there. You pointed out garlic and onions on the ground, and you pointed out wheat to me on the ground. So you pointed out to me bread, onions, and garlic right there.
Right. But that's in season. Like that's what I'm saying. So right now we can get garlic year round. When we in nature, we can't. So in nature, you got to eat what's given to you, what's brought to you.
Got you.
Even when you plant it, because it's only gonna last for so long. Go ahead. So I'm just saying this ain't got nothing to do with you. I'm just saying personally, you know what I mean. I just understand that. You know, I don't know how long do you want to live?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to live forever.
Right? You want to live forever. But realistically, now we know the kingdom might come before our time is up.
Right.
Seriously, honest. It's a highly probable. It's more likely it is than it's not.
Right.
But I'm just saying that I ain't gonna say that. You know what I'm saying? I'll just say I ain't gonna say what I was gonna say initially. I'll just say you know, I hope that it pays off. You know what I'm saying? I hope that people who are doing this, you know what I'm saying, actually get to reap the rewards. You know what I'm saying? Only because a lot of times, right? A lot of times if there is a deficiency, we won't know about it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But also, same way the other way, if meat is causing extra inflammation, you won't know about it until you know. But I think that's why a good mix and a good balance is key. But you know what I mean? So it's like almost like, by the time you find out there's a bone deficiency or a calcium deficiency, vitamin, this XYZ deficiency, is it too late? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, so I'm just going to say, I'm just going to eat what the Most High told us we could eat. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to partake in a balanced manner. You know what I'm saying? That's because that's the only way I can see forward. You know what I mean? Only because it's not really the food that sustains us anyway. We know it's the Most High.
Facts.
And we're going to be here for however long he want us to be here. My grandfather lived to be 90-something. He was drinking whiskey and smoking cigarettes.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, he was still very balanced. He was slim. He was in good health. But he was driving, all that. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. So it's like, I already know, but his spirit was on point. Like he had the spirit of giving. He had a good temperament, all that stuff. So I'm just saying that I know it's not our food that sustains us anyway. Man doesn't live on bread alone. It's not our food that sustains us. But, you know, because same way as you could be if you're an evil vegetarian or evil vegan, you ain't gonna live long. I'm telling you. I'll tell you right now. You know what I'm saying? Or why? Because that's what the Bible says. Long life is promised to a certain group of people. So when you see certain people live into old age, take note. And old age can be a reward and a punishment.
Yeah, it might.
So, you know, hey, how you wanna go out?
Yeah. So
you know what I'm saying? It could be a reward or a punishment. How you go out? Now, I would like a long life, but I don't want to be 20 years in dementia.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm just, you know, I'm not myself. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'd rather go out early if I got to go through that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, this is me personally. I don't want a long life of
torment and suffering.
Yeah, I'm on medications and this hurting and I can't breathe. I'm on this tube. I'm running around with a oxygen can.
Yeah. See, that's the thing.
That ain't me.
Yeah,
that ain't what I desire.
To that, yeah.
No, we not. But I'm just saying. So that's interesting, man. That's just interesting.
Yeah, not fast.
So, but we were gonna go to you had a scripture before we even started. We had to pause our conversation and just pull up the mics.
Yeah, fast.
Because you were heading to a scripture which is the scripture discussing the lion with the calves, right?
Yeah.
So let me just switch over. Isaiah 11. So we're gonna tap in Isaiah 11.
Bible Hub.
I just go ahead because they have the most resources readily available. You know what I'm saying? I can jump to the Hebrew, I can jump to the Greek, I can jump to wherever I need. I can get footnotes, whatever. So it says 6.
And I'm wondering, why did we go here?
We were going here because you were saying that in the end we're not gonna be eating meat and doing things like that. And okay, so let's and I do agree with that, but you have to go back and look at Revelation and to talk about what we will be eating, and to talk about, and if you look at Genesis, it talks about what the Most High removed them from. So we're gonna keep going, right? It says, and there shall come. So this is Isaiah 11:1. We're gonna start on the first verse. And there shall come forth a rod out of the stem of Jesse, and a branch shall grow out of his roots. Right?
Yeah.
Who that's talking about?
We already know.
This your breakdown. That's your breakdown.
It's our breakdown.
All right, for sure.
Yeah.
They say, and the spirit of the Most High shall rest upon him, the spirit of wisdom and understanding, the spirit of counsel and might, the spirit of knowledge and of the fear of the Most High. All right? It's talking about his attributes, right? And shall make him of quick understanding in the fear of the Most High. And he shall not judge after the sight of his eyes, neither reprove after the hearing of his ears. But with righteousness shall he judge the poor, and reprove with equity for the meek of the earth. And he shall smite the earth with the rod of his mouth. So even in Revelation, right, it discusses, I don't want to go jump to it, but Revelation 1, Revelation 2, it discusses the sword coming out of Yeshua's mouth.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Same chapter as to talk about the feet with bronze, right? So this the rod of his mouth is that same sword, the double-edged sword that's coming out of the mouth, right? And now it says, and with breath of his lips shall he slay the wicked, right? And now verse 5, and righteousness shall be the girdle of his loins, and faithfulness the girdle of his reins, right? So what this is really talking about is what's guiding him. The girdle of your loins. This is really discussing the Holy Spirit. When you feel that, you get that gut feeling, your loins and your reins, right? That's what this is talking about. When you feel it in your gut, when you need to make that decision, or you didn't make a decision, the right decision, the bad things happen, right? You felt you were supposed to do something, you didn't do it. You feel it in your gut. That's where when they talk about the bowels in James, this is what it's talking about. Same discussion. All right, now here we go. Verse 6. The wolf also shall dwell with the lamb, and the leopard shall lie down with the kid, and the calf and the young lion and the fatling together, and a little child shall lead them. Keep going.
Yeah.
All right. And the cow and the bear shall feed. Their young ones shall lie down together, and the lion shall eat straw like the ox. All right. And the sucking child shall play on the hole of the asp. Now, asp is a bee or hornet. No. Asp is a snake. It's a venomous snake. My fault. Since I said that, let's just get that to make that straight. Let's see what the asp is. The asp with a P. I'm pretty sure it's a snake though.
That's interesting.
The
child gonna be playing. The child's playing in there.
So, what's very interesting is because what this is talking about. There was a curse in the beginning. I ain't gonna go too deep into it, but there was a curse in the beginning,
right?
And Genesis where with Eve when she disobeyed, and Adam, and there were three. Eve got a punishment, Adam got a punishment, and the serpent got a punishment.
Right. And
this is what this is saying is that all those punishments and those things that were so will be taken away, right? Yes. Because it says he shall be something to his heel. I can't remember the word, but it's like there is gonna be venom. Man.
Say the child shall crush the heel, and the serpent shall bite his heel.
Okay. Yeah. So, then I was saying kids are gonna be able to play on snake holes and snakes won't even attempt to bite them, right? So it's just saying the world will be at peace. This is now it says, and the weaned child shall put his hand on the cockatrice's den. They shall not hurt nor destroy in all my holy mountain, but earth shall be full of knowledge of the Most High, as the waters cover the sea.
And that's it. Yeah. Unless you want to keep going, but yeah, that was it.
We can read a little bit. I always keep reading because sometimes it'd be more context that's added.
Okay.
I'm just gonna read a couple more verses. Verse 10, because I already kept reading, but I don't want to read without y'all. Verse 10. And in that day there shall be a root of Jesse, which shall stand for an ensign of the people. To it shall the Gentiles seek, and his rest shall be glorious. Right? So the place of peace is going to be on this mountain. Right? And we know this mountain is in Israel.
Okay.
Okay. This mountain is in Israel. So it's just saying that, his rest shall be glorious. The Gentiles will seek it. Right? Because they're going to seek out the people, because it's going to be a peaceful place, right? And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left. So, and now it says the second time. The second time. This is why it's so important. So that's how we know it didn't happen yet. It's the second time. It said from Assyria and from Egypt and from Patros and from Cush and from Elam and from Shinar and Hamath and from the islands of the sea.
And that's interesting too.
Go ahead.
That's interesting. I'm just noticing the difference between the two, the Lord and the Lord. That one is in italics, or it is in
Which one?
It is in
which
bold.
one are you referring to?
All caps bold. The one in verse 11 right there. But then when you look into any of the other verses, like verse 15 for sure.
Caps.
Yep.
I see.
So that's interesting.
It's Isaiah. I'm just going. So we're talking about the difference between verse 11 and verse 9. Let me open this in a new tab so I can pop back easy. Verse 11. So I'm just going to the Strongs for verse 11, I believe, first. Yep. And on that day, the Lord, which is Adonai, or Adonai, Yadonai. It's just been how you say it, my Lord, of men, of God. All right, so we saw that one. Let's pop back, and this is what they talk about when they say the many names of the Most High. Let's pop up back and let's look and see what the Strong's is saying for. I hope y'all can see this pretty clearly. Okay, and this one is saying Yahweh.
Interesting.
Or
Okay.
Yahweh. Yahweh. Or E. But keep going.
No, I just said that was interesting. No, I wasn't bringing up no point. I just noticed that was interesting.
So now this one is saying your Jehovah used primarily in combination. All right. Equal to boom, 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 but pointed with the vowels. Okay. No, I was. I just going to see what it was about. It's always good to look and see what it is. So if it ever comes up later, you've already seen it. So so now that you've read that scripture again, you have any thoughts on? So you feel like that's saying or your interpretation of that is that at that point there would be no one eating meat.
Yeah, fast. Yeah, fast. Facts, yeah. Just man, and it's even one of them things where even now, I don't judge nobody on whatever they do.
But this is in the end though. After he's come back again.
Okay.
I'm just saying this is what it's referring to. The second time after he's gathered. You know what I'm saying? That's why we keep reading.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Keep going though.
Okay. No, but that's it.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Because right now, lions is definitely eating right now.
Right. They won't always be. They want
right.
and not only that.
So what does that mean to you? Because they won't always be.
That me personally, I'm gonna go ahead and start leading the way now in certain things. So, we already know if we was given dominion over the earth. Number one, why are the animals even eating the animals?
Why are the animals eating the animals?
Right.
I would say because it's ingrained in them.
If it's ingrained in them, why are they going to stop now? Then
I'm going to say because their nature will change.
Their nature will change.
Right.
Okay. So were they always eating? Have animals always eaten animals from the beginning?
Have animals always eaten animals? I mean, this is one of them questions that I can say what I think, but I wasn't there at the beginning.
What you think?
I would say yes.
Think they from the start of creation they've always even in the Garden of Eden. I
mean, it's so prevalent, right? I was studying downstairs in the kitchen. I gotta sneeze one sec. Excuse me.
Blush.
Thank you. I was studying in the kitchen, and I can't remember what it was, but I was just like, something came over and said, "Hey man, don't worry, man. The most I got it."
Right.
And then I looked out the window, and I saw a bird land on my gate, right outside the window. In his mouth, he had a little worm.
Gotcha.
Like that. Ate the worm. Right. So I'm just saying, and at that time it was like, dang. He was like, man, even he's taking care even the sparrows, even the I can't remember what they call them, like the farthings. I can't remember what they call them, but even the birds are being taken care of, right? So I'm just saying that it's so prevalent that there had to be something that changed to make all of them start eating.
Right.
So go ahead. So you saying right as if you have. What do you think that was?
I think that was us.
That was us that made all the animals start eating other animals.
I think it was us as far as it's our behavior and our actions.
It's our behavior and our actions.
So if man was given dominion, and if we was given dominion, right?
Right.
Anything we do is going to affect the whole earth. Everything we do. Let me say that. Everything we do is going to affect the whole earth. So once we go off, once there's a shift, it's even going to make the animals start shifting. If it's one of these things where they follow in our suit, they were being led by Adam, they were being named by Adam, all these things, then it's one of them things where if that was happening, then they shepherd or they leader, hey, he just got kicked out of his position of power. It almost turned to what we say a dog eat dog world now. So this might seem deep or whatever, but we already got the nature where we humans, we eat each other. And when I say that, we take from each other, we use each other, we abuse each other, we devour each other, right? You know what I mean? The animals just follow in suit. They literally doing the same thing they see their leaders doing. I mean, and I'm just listening,
and as you speak, I'm not trying to cut you. As you speak, keep your thought. As you speak, what I'm doing is I'm going through the index in my mind to see if I can find anything to support what you're saying. But keep going.
No, but we see that when we get back in the court, they're gonna be right there getting back in the court. Once we get back in the court, they'll be back in the court. So,
I mean, and what you're saying makes sense. I just don't. Was there anything to support that they're not eating, that they weren't eating in the beginning?
That they weren't eating meat. Just different places that we read and you know, I don't share everything that I read with everybody at certain times just because, you know, I don't know what level everybody on with what they're reading. So there's certain places that I've read, you know, and they kind of resonate with me.
I mean, I've read too but you know, in the beginning with Cain and Abel, right? One was a farmer, a husbandman.
Mm-hmm.
The other was a shepherd. He had a flock. They made sacrifice.
Got you.
You know, and that's not the beginning. The second generation though.
Right. That's after the fall.
Right. After they were taken away from the tree of life.
Right.
So
it's after the fall. Right?
Once they get back to the tree of life, you know, maybe, see, and I mean, and if I had to reach, this is a reach to support what you say. If I had to reach to support it, I would say, okay, man is removed from the tree of life. Now it's two trees, two unique trees that are only in the garden.
Right.
The tree of life and death, right, and the tree of, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, and the tree of life, right? And they were only told they could not eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, right? They were not told that they could not eat from the tree of life.
Right.
In fact, it's the food that that in Revelation they promise we're gonna be able to eat from again when we get to the kingdom. Right? In Revelation 2. So it's gonna be one of our rewards, right? In heaven. So, or in the new kingdom or the new heaven, new earth. So I'm saying now if I had to, you know what I'm saying? Because they don't say animals gonna be able to eat from this tree either. But like you said, animals, it says that ox will go back. I mean the lion will eat straw like the ox. But if I had to guess, is, you know, we didn't have to eat any meat at that time because we had the tree of life.
Right. That's interesting too.
But when we removed ourselves from that, that's when we started doing those things. We started to make sacrifice to find alignment or to find forgiveness, to find ourselves in good what's the word? And good reverence or good position with the Most High.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting.
So I mean, if I had to stretch, you know, so.
Yeah, that's interesting. Then it's interesting too how, at a certain point, I think we read that the last time, or one of the times before, in Psalms 50, I think it is. Psalms 50, even in Isaiah, Jeremiah, where he started saying, "Look, I don't even want your sacrifices no more."
Right.
So, what you think those things mean to me, it don't mean to me.
Right.
You know, so that's interesting too. It's like he got to the point. He even got to the point where, and we know it's because one of the reasons why he got to that point was because it's the intent that everybody was doing it through. You know, they doing sacrifices, but they were only doing it just so they can go back and go do the same thing right over. So, but it's like even he got tired of the sacrifices. So it's just interesting, man. So
yeah, and I would say more than he got tired of the sacrifices. He got more tired of men's hearts not changing.
Right.
Their heart not being truly repentant. So he got tired of the ritual. The ritual would have been fine if their hearts were in alignment with the ritual of sacrifice. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
But he's saying all of this is already mine. I don't need you to sacrifice anything for me. So the things I do want you to sacrifice are, you know, the lust of the flesh.
Yeah.
You know. So, you know, yeah, that's interesting.
Nah, fast, man. So yeah, man.
Just got me thinking.
Hey,
But no. But as of right now, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. I think you know what that means. As of right now, though.
Bro gonna be bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jake gonna be Jake.
Hey, man. When I start seeing that manna, you know what I'm saying? When I start seeing that food that the angels eat, you know what I'm saying?
Then it's gonna change.
You know what I'm saying?
That's funny, man.
So, I feel you, man.
But yeah, man. Tell me how your week was though so far. I know it's still early.
Yeah. What is it? Wednesday?
Mm-hmm.
My week is good, man. There's been a lot going on, man. My week is straight. I can't even complain, man. All praise to the album, man. Like, come through every time.
Facts.
I can't lie to you, man. I will come through every time, man. So it's been quiet, but it's been good that we ain't been posting. I've been kind of in the cut. I've been laid back. Because sometimes you gotta walk more than you talk.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes he give us opportunity to actually, you know what I'm saying, walk what we saying and not just, you know what I'm saying, keep talking and not showing nothing. So sometimes we might take breaks, but when you do take a break, you might take a break from the public, but in private, no, it's going even harder.
Man.
We getting even more focused. Y'all can't see it, but it's a wetboard over here, and I'm gonna break it down to him after the pod, but that'll be a whole another. Where we at? We almost at an hour.
Yeah.
That'll be a whole. What about your week, man? How yours doing? Man?
Same, man. Same. Been a blessing, man. I've been taking care of everything.
Yeah, I was taking care.
Yeah. It just like you said, man. It's those behind the scene adjustments and works that's being done. You know. So that's it, man.
Yeah. And this is why you was talking. It was just coming to me, man. I'm not trying to convince anybody one way or another. What I would say is you have to talk to the Most High. Request that the Spirit tells you what your diet should be. That's the most important thing. If something is telling you to stop eating meat, I think I'm pointing to the camera. I think you right there should stop eating meat.
Facts.
Primarily because it might be something going on inside of you where it's time for you to have a break with meat.
Facts.
Because I would never say I'm a vegetarian, I'm a vegan, I'm a carnivore, I'm a meat eater, or whatever. I don't need any titles.
Yeah. Facts.
I'm whatever I believe the Most High want me to be. So if tomorrow he tell me not to eat meat, that's it. I'm not gonna eat meat. But if I feel it in my spirit, if I try to eat meat and it's sickening, and if it's XYZ, then I'm not gonna eat it. But I know at the same time, the day after that, if something's saying, "Hey man, go ahead and grab some venison," I'm gonna grab some venison. So you know what I'm saying? I just don't need no label. That's all. You know what I'm saying? So I'm whatever the Most I need me to be.
Facts. I agree with it.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that we find identity in labels a lot. We find identity and being a part of a certain group. And really it's really more like, man, so I just don't want anybody to get distracted in I'm this, I'm that. I'm this, I'm that they forget that. First of all, you son of the Most High. That's really the main label that matter. Yeah, first of all, you glorifying His name. Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever manner you eating in, hey, I'm vegan for the Father.
Yeah, facts.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you might be at a point where it's time for you to go vegan. It's time for you to cut some trans fat out your diet. You know what I'm saying? When you not vegan, you eat terrible.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? I'm not vegan, or I'm not eating in the vegan lifestyle right now, but as much as possible, man. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, diet on point for the most.
It be so basic that it can't be bad. It be so basic, bro. I'm talking about.
Rest it. So big.
Man, bro. I'm talking about when I make a salad.
Yeah.
I just eat the leaves. I don't got no dressing.
Yeah.
I don't need no salt and pepper. I don't need no olive oil. You saw it before. I'm eating vegetables like they chips.
No, fast.
So but I'm not telling y'all to do that either. I'm just saying that's just me.
Fast.
So, you know,
Man,
I'm just trying to do what the Most High want me to do. That's all.
Nah, facts. That's the way to do it, man. That's just the way to do it. So, that's the way to do it, man.
Man.
And,
go ahead.
You know what I mean? To add with that, that's where I started it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
More so felt, you know what I mean? I felt the change, or felt the notion to make the change. So I felt like it was the Spirit telling me. And same thing. And I believe we always say, you know, whatever we trying, we got to ask ourselves the question like, hey, dang, did this increase my relationship with the Most High?
Mm-hmm.
Did this increase the relationship or what, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And if you can say yes, then hey, it was a benefit.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
I'm keep it real. That's the most important thing you can put in your body right here. Single most important thing, bro. So, hey man, drink water. I'm 100% for drinking water.
Okay then.
Get you some water, man.
Okay.
In the beginning, that was water.
Yeah.
Get you some water. This the only drink that was there in the beginning.
Facts.
You know that, right?
Facts.
All the other drinks, all the other food, wasn't even there. This one though,
Yeah.
this the only drink that bear record in heaven. How many other drinks you know bear record in heaven?
Nah.
Sheesh.
Facts.
Sheesh.
I said.
If the kingdom is within, it's in there.
For sure.
For sure. So now we just fooling, man. So, you know, I mean, I feel like that was a good pod, though.
No,
I feel like it was a good pod, man. We owe y'all a couple. We owe y'all a couple of them
Oh,
things,
yeah,
man.
yeah,
So, most I willing, we'll catch up. But if it's not, it's what we want. So, hey, man, we love y'all, man. It's been 2 in agreement, man.
Yes, sir.
Anything you want to say?
We love you. Stay blessed.
Yeah, all praise to the Abba, all praise to the Father, in the name of His Son.
Yes.
Peace. To an agreement, it's a season, it's the Most High when we flow. Don't want no grieving, no bereavement, we gon' translate when we go.